Alright. I'm not even gonna like pretend I know where we last left off. Oh no, I do remember. It was when Cyrus was like, oh, I'm gonna go out for 6 months and not have my boyfriend. And he was with Silver. That's all I remember. It's literally all I remember. I don't know anything else. Anyways, it's time to play. It has been so long since I played Remember the Flowers, and I'm low-key so excited. So we've seen all of this, and now we're on the interlude. I'm going to miss Axel so much during that arc. I mean, we could probably repeat it, but part 2 has came out. And it's so time. It is so done. It's so time. All right, time to get into character. Ooh, okay. Remember the Flowers part? Yes! Yes! We had another fight. Oh, what the? Aaron hates the ocean, so this is where I go when I need to get away from him. No, not just... Oh, is this Cooper? Or, what is Lance? His name's Lance, right? Okay. No, not just him. Sometimes I come here to get away from everything else, too. The sharp, nostalgic scent of salt tickles my nose. I take another deep breath in, holding it in. Wait, Cooper is his real name? Oh, really? Really? I thought it was Lance. Wait, Golden, have you seen this before? There was a time when his voice used to make me feel safe, and 3 simple words could keep me grounded. But when I imagine Aaron trying to say those words now, I can't stand it. I'm interrupted by a strange sensation around my legs. Am I thinking he Lance is his full name? Oh, did I know that? Oh, damn it. I reach down to roll my pants up so they don't get wet, but I'm already too late. Strange. I can't feel the water. My fingers drag along the surface. The pressure is there, but nothing else. Standing upright, a wave of dizziness hits me hard, and my focus slips. What was I just doing? Or what was I doing just now? Hey, Lance! Is this Xavier? My ears perk up. That voice. I turn toward the beach. An antlered silhouette stands on the shore, barely illuminated by the pale moonlight. I have played ICC. He's motioning for me to come back. Did I really walk this far up? I try making my way to the shore, but each step I take only lets the tide pull me out further. I try calling to him, but nothing comes. The ocean is lapping at my waist now. And the whole time he just keeps waving, like nothing's wrong, like he's not miles away. Are we in a dream or something? I don't know how long I've been trying to reach this shore. It feels like an eternity. Without warning, the weight holding me down disappears, and I stumble forward onto my knees. And then, I'm on the beach, just like that. A familiar soft chuckle draws closer until he's standing next to me. Is he laughing at me? I try to play it off with a stifled laugh of my own. Whoa, what the heck? Yeah, I yuck it up. Your scrawny butt still doesn't know how to swim. His laughter stops. I keep my eyes on his wet, sandy shoes. Is he mad at me again? What? Oh, what the heck? I look up, hoping to see anything but disappointment in his eyes, but instead I'm met with something even worse. It's Aaron, and he's wearing that horrible expression I'll never forget. No, Aaron, please don't. Oh my god! I still remember the unconstrained rage on his face when he struck me that day. When he found out what I did. When he tossed me aside for good. Dude! Why are you, like, complaining? Like, yeah, you deserve that. My scars still burn. They were infected for so long. This OST is not relaxing at all. Yeah. And even after they healed, I couldn't stop myself from crying. That's your fault, Lance. I was alone again, just like I was at the start. I don't want to remember this. Please stop. I covered my eyes with both hands, grit my teeth, and beg for it to end. All that's left are memories. All that's left is me. Sometimes, in the darkness, I hear him calling my name. I wish you'd stop running away on your own so much, Lance. And just talk to me. I slowly lower my hands. So Lance really needs to understand that. Yeah, Lance is kind of dumb. Reggie? Oh my... Yo. My body jerks, violently awake. I knew it was a dream. Anyway. There's a resounding thud as my head makes contact with the bunk above me. Ugh! I pant, squinting at my surroundings while rubbing the tender spot on my forehead. Damn it. I draw in a heavy breath, then slowly let it out. These dreams have been getting worse. I can't remember the last time I had a full night's sleep. But I'm resigned to being awake now. So I sit up, and I linger like that for a good minute. The room is dead quiet, without anyone snoring above me. Benji must be out and about. He's an early riser, so that's not surprising. I open my Axiom to see if anyone's left any messages. Nothing. Just like how I like it. I groan, rub my face through my hands, and slide my feet onto the cold floor. On mornings like this, hitting the gym is the best thing for me. It's the only way I know how to push through these night thoughts. Oh, me oh my. Despite all the bullcrap, being a member of the fraction has its perks. From the luxury food court to the fully equipped gym, it's almost possible to forget about the bomb around my neck. A vacation with no tourists. There's not a soul in here but me. My panting fills the quiet room, along with my rhythms of fists against the punching bag. If I want to survive this place, then I'm going to need all the help I can get. That goes for capturing Cyrus too. Oh my god. Dude, isn't he like working for King now? Or like he's working with King? Ugh, Cyrus, only if you didn't like miss and killed him right then and there, you know? The thought still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but I'll get over it. It's him or me. Sorry, Sai. I have to look out for myself now. Who knows? Maybe I'll finally get to beat the crap out of Eren as well. For now, this punching bag will have to do. It's about the same size as him after all. Great practice. Guys, who's winning? Cooper or Lance? I mean, Cooper or Sai? Cyrus. After about 30 minutes, I'm finally starting to work up a decent sweat. Yeah, it's interesting Cyrus didn't go for the head. I mean, he's probably like, what's it called? Merciful. But as if on cue, I'm interrupted. Oh my god. Oh, who is this? Oh, is this King? Wait, who's Saber? Guys, who's Saber? I forgot Saber. Oh, great. What the hell are you doing here? I take a steadying breath and force myself to turn around. One of my new teammates, Saber, stands by the gym entrance with a scowl on his face. What does it look like I'm doing? What does it look like I'm doing? He rolls his eyes, and I grunt in frustration. That happy little squad they promised me? Yeah, not even close. This butthole and his dog have had it stick up their butts ever since we've met in the infirmary. Is this this is someone that we don't know yet. Even King's gone cold on me since our first meeting. Not that I care. I just don't have the patience for any of their crap right now. Thought you two were still in the hospital. Oh wait! Wait, this is the guy that like Cyrus almost killed with his knife, right? Now I remember. Not that it's any of your business, but we got discharged last night. I see. Yeah, here's Patsy. Oh, hi Lance. How's it? Saber tugs his arm, shaking his head. I mean, hey Lance. Guys, Patsy's like, it's not just me, right? Like these two people. It's not me, it's not just me, okay? I'm just saying, it's not gonna be me. The wolf tries to look intimidating, but it looks more like constipation. I choke back aloud. Guess I'll take my leave then. Have fun. Wait, I mean, don't you think it'd be a good idea to practice our coordination? We're going to be together most of the time now, after all. I work better alone. Patsy ignores that, looking at Saber for an answer rather than me. That's a good point. It'd be useful to learn how we fight. It'd be useful if either of you know how to fight in the first place. I'm surprised it didn't kick the damn bucket. Hey, cut some slack. Neck wounds are no joke. And who was the one that put that there? That scrawny ex-prisoner of yours? Come on. Patsy's right. You two really do need practice. I fold my arms. But then again, maybe you're better suited to playing traffic cop and patrolling the city, just like everyone else around here. I do love Patsy. He does seem nice enough. Nice, though. He's in this group. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he shouldn't be in this group. It doesn't suit him, you know. Saber keeps scowling, while Patsy creases his brow. He just took me off guard, that's all. I've never seen someone move that fast before. We underestimated him, but that doesn't mean you can underestimate us. I'd better be off just starting this mission on my own. Yeah, let's see how far that bravado gets you. You honestly think you can bag him that easily? Cyrus got them zoomies? Yeah. We're the ones who've seen him in action. He's clearly not the same Cyrus you knew before. Don't be so naive. What's naive is you letting your guard down. Maybe you shouldn't underestimate your opponent next time. Maybe you shouldn't assume I'm the kind of guy that you can mouth off to. In fact, why don't you get your butt over here and find out just how strong we really are? Saber cracks his knuckles in an attempt to intimidate me, only for Patsy to place a hand on his arm. Jeez, just ignore him, Saber. Then Patsy turns to me, an eyebrow raised. You know, maybe the reason you work better alone is because nobody likes you. I don't need people to like me. Yeah, no kidding. Patsy sighs. Wolves run better in packs, Lance. Haven't you heard that old saying? Nope, can't say that I have. That's too bad. He smiles at Saber, tugging his arm. Come on, Saber, King was right. Let's not waste our time. The dragon smirks. Let's get to it then. I can't help but snarl at the two as I walk past them. What a couple of tools. Wasn't he a tool? Isn't he a hypocrite like right now? My axiom beeps as I burst out into the hallway. When I check it, a notification appears. It's a reminder for a mission I was assigned to a week ago. I nearly forgot. I'm as good as dead if I come back empty-handed. Yeah, his thinking is really weird. I swipe the axiom screen away and head out. Anything's better than sitting around those two. Ooh. What's gonna happen? The coordinates I was given lead me into one of the many shopping districts that circle around Resume's headquarters. I scratch my head in confusion. All the signs are so stylized I can't even tell what language they're in, and the streets are so full it's practically shoulder to shoulder. A whirring noise cuts through the air above me. I glance up just in time to see a massive bus flying by. I'll never get used to those things. You will only ever see them in the more technologically advanced cities like Tanisha. But everything Tanisha has, Resume just about doubles. I turn the corner, still watching the traffic overhead, before nearly crashing into a fraction soldier stationed at the street's edge. Yup. He nods as I slide past him. I force myself to nod back. There's another one of many. This place is crawling with fraction goons. Yeah, don't be weird. I sigh, before fiddling with my axiom again. Resume's interactive map is about as helpful as a blindfold. The only thing it's good for is reminding me why I never leave headquarters. Lance? I jump when I hear my name from behind. Benji! Oh my god, Benji! So cute! What are you doing here? Shopping? Or trying to anyway. What about you? Benji raises a bag. Also shopping. Need some help? Not really. Unless you know where I can find some stuffed animals. Stuffed animals? You buying a gift for someone? Benji leans in and wiggles his eyebrows at me. Maybe someone special? Would you stop looking at me like that? It's not what you think. Okay. Okay, big guy, come with me. I know just the place. Benji grabs my arms and starts pulling me along. Hey, hey! Personal space, remember? You're gonna get lost out here if I don't take you by the hand. I grumble. This is way harder than living on the street. Bruh, you cannot say that. Ugh, he's so antisocial, it's annoying. There's too many people to keep track of here. Crowded places make me feel uneasy. Benji, though, doesn't have a care in the world as he drags me right through the doors of a building much larger and wider than the others. I get plenty of gifts from my partner here. They have just about everything. Lovely. But does a shop really have to be this big? What? You mean the mall? The hell is a mall? Bruh. Now I felt sad when Lance scratched Benji. Dude! I hate Lance! I hate Cooper! Cooper sucks! He should... You've never been to a mall? I snap at him. Does it sound like I've been to a mall? Sorry. I keep forgetting you're new to the city. Benji chuckles at me. I've been to a few of the big cities before, just never for too long. Ah, I see. When I can afford it, I try to bring my kids here every once in a while. There's nothing like this out in the countryside. The more I look around, the more overwhelmed I am by the number of stores and stalls surrounding us. Each door we pass is a new sign above it. Kinda reminds me of a black market, but for rich people, I guess. I wouldn't exactly call me rich, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You can find clothes, electronics, toys, just about anything really. Maybe I should show you the food court first. I groan and shove my hands in my pockets. Benji looks over at me. You know, gift shopping is supposed to be fun. I already told you it's not a gift. It's more like a favor. Huh? Who's a lucky friend of yours anyway? There's a detail Benji can't know about, but saying it's classified hasn't worked out well for me in the past. It's just a pen pal of mine. Hi, Snoot! Snoot, do you like my, my new thingy? My PNG? A pen pal? Yeah, sometimes when you send each other stuff, it's not a big deal. I wish I could see, but I've got ads. Oh, okay. Right. What? Nothing. You just didn't strike me as the type that writes letters. Real. Oh, what is that? It's Donnie. Why is it Dawn? Because I'm so cute. Yay! Thank you. I know it's so cute. Say thank you, Crystal, because Crystal did a great job on it. Watch Crystal be here right now. Well, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to judge, huh? Crystal, you think? Yes. What the hell am I thinking? I can barely even write my own name. But if it gets him off my back, then it's fine. Lance, I'm sure you're a man of many talents, but lying isn't one of them. Oh, damn it. That's a good thing to be bad at, though. I mumbled back a nothing reply. If Benji really knew anything about me, he'd never speak to me again, that's for sure, certain. Some lies just come easier than others. So, about those stuffed animals, what's your budget looking like, bud? Budget isn't an issue. They're, good about compensating me. In that case, let's head down this way. There should be a novelty shop further back. Every now and then, Benji gets distracted by the various stalls set up between shops. I don't mind. I'm more than content just listening to him ramble on, happily bagging trinkets he tells me his kids might like. At least he's having a good time. That's not easy to do with me around. Wolves and pack. That Patsy guy gets on my damn nerves. I can't let someone like him get stuck in my head. Yeah, there he is. And now I can't stop myself from wondering, what does Benji think about me? Does he like me? Does he consider us as friends? The only people who ever fit that label were Aaron and Reggie. And Cyrus. I don't think Benji wants to add himself to that list. Besides, I'm going to be leaving as soon as I can anyway. We're standing by a stall covered in brightly colored treats when Benji nudges my shoulder. Whoa, check it out! They still have Muzzle Munch in stock. Seriously, the best chocolates I've ever had, even if they make my stomach hurt sometimes. I thought that brand all got recalled, but I guess... Hey, Benji? Yeah? I wanted to ask you something, but don't look too hard into it or whatever. Dude! I hate Cooper so much. Benji lifts an eyebrow. Are we friends? Huh? What do you mean? I blink, mouth open, then quickly stare up at an open skylight like an answer might fall through. Lines of flying cars above us stretch out like black spider webs. Nothing. Stupid question. Benji shakes his head. I must be doing a bad job if you had to go out of your way to ask. Of course we're friends, man. You think I'd go plushie shopping with just anyone? Well, if I know, you seem like the type of guy that likes to go around helping others. Wouldn't be working at Resume otherwise, right? You got me there. Just take my word for it then. I nod back, though Benji doesn't look convinced. Blech. I don't mean to start prying now, but are you doing okay with work and everything? Yeah, of course. He sighs and crosses his arm. It's okay to not be doing okay, you know. I grumble back. I'm just not super thrilled with my new team. 1 week in and they're already making me mad. Well, getting used to a new team takes time. Time and mutual respect. Nothing to assume anything with that, but you have a strong personality. He smiles nervously, and I furrow my brows while looking the other way. Damn it. What's up? Nothing. It's nothing. I mean, they seemed happy enough for me to join last week. But now it's like the switch flipped, and suddenly I'm the black sheep that doesn't fit in with their stupid little pack. The leader guy acts like I spit in his cereal every time he sees me, hasn't spoken a word to me in days. And the other two, his lackeys, one hates my guts and the other one can't seem to shut the freak up. Says the only reason I work better alone because nobody likes me. And I mean, what the hell, right? That gets Benji to laugh. Huh. Sounds like you've got your work cut out for you. Assuming you want them to like you, that is. Of course not. It's always nice knowing why someone doesn't like you, but I can't think of anything I did wrong this time. Benji places a hand on my shoulder as we continue our walking. Is it possible they got the vibe that you didn't like them first? You don't do yourself any favors wearing that sour look all the time. Maybe try smiling next time you see them? I grimace, staring at him for a moment. Have you seen my smile? Good point. I haven't had the pleasure. Yeah, whatever. You don't know what I have to deal with on a daily basis. He's so emo! Lance is so... I'm in love with an emo girl. You know? I might have some idea having to deal with crappy teammates. I think we wear the same shoes in that department. Nah, can't be that hard. What, you just follow the doctor's orders and do some tests, right? Benji looks at me dumbfounded. Lance. What? My job is in pediatrics, meaning I work with sick kids every day. As rewarding as that is, it's never easy. Sure, but what's that got to do with anything? So mysterious and so scary. Ooh. I hate him! Benji takes a deep breath and rubs his hands together. Sick kids leads to worried parents. Worried parents can be a handful that can stress the whole team out. Tensions will get high and teammates will get mad. All I'm saying is that working with and around other people is never easy. Not for anyone. Yeah, I guess you're right. Luckily, our department chief manages to hold us all together. That way, every patient gets the care they need, annoying or not. Benji thinks for a moment, then rubs over his left arm. He still has the scars on it from when I attacked him. Could it be that your introductions need a little work as well? I could feel my ears pin back as I clear my throat for an excuse. Not saying I didn't deserve what I got, just that you might rub them the wrong way is all, even if you didn't mean to. He pets the scars again before folding his arms over his chest. The real pain in the butt was trying to convince Aiden these wounds were an accident. Who the hell's Aiden? Oh, sorry, Aiden's my partner, remember? I wrinkle my nose at him. Ah. He leans in close to whisper. You didn't, hurt them, did you? Of course not. Wouldn't be wondering what made them mad off if I did. Okay, that's good. Now, and I don't mean to sound silly with this next question, but have you tried asking them what their issue is yet? I blink at the Shiba. He nods back sagely before I can answer, knowing full well that I haven't. Let me pry a little further then, if you don't mind. When you were living as a mercenary, did you ever had a place you could call home? I've got a dingy apartment I'm hoping to get back to. No. Like, did you have people around? A family? Maybe? Well, maybe that's it then. Maybe you just need to get used to being around people again. I groan and rub my face into my hands. You're taking that harder than I thought you would. That lackey guy who won't shut up, he said the same thing. Wolves and packs or some crap like that. I see. I've actually heard it's pretty common for wolves to end up as loners. Shoving my hands back into my pockets, I give a stoic nod. Funnily enough, I've also heard that group therapy works wonders for that particular demographic. I like having my own space. Nothing wrong with that. True. As long as that's enough to make you happy. And you were happy before, right? When you were on your own? I shrugged. Sure. Well, I don't know the kinds of people you're teaming up with, but I still think you should give them another chance. If for no other reason than to figure out what you did to make them mad, state your curiosity. All you risk losing is a bit of pride, which isn't a bad thing to be losing a bit of anyway. Right. I guess I could try that. Benji breaks into laughter and pats me in hard on the back. That's the spirit! Now, let's go get you that stuffed animal. Yeah, thanks. And, it would be funny watching you work in peds. Heck, you might even look great in scrubs. You do clean up pretty good. What? Benji's warm laugh cuts me off as I pulled away toward a brightly lit store. I love Benji! Benji's so cute! I love Benji. Who's this? Oh, it's Vivian, okay. I enter Vivian's chamber with one hand tugging at my collar and the other holding a stuffed tiger behind my back. I love him also, yes. It's hot as hell in here, but she's still trying to get those tropical plants working. I hear her humming behind a curtain of waxy leaves. She's got her headphones on, so I just kind of stand around waiting until she's done, my claws kneading into the plushie's synthetic purr in the meantime. It takes a good deal of willpower not to squeeze the damn thing till its button eyes pop out. I think it's all the crappy sleep I've been getting makes me even more irritable. It's also making it harder to get out of my own head. I try to focus on Vivian as she shuffles between two tall plants, missing their leaves with careful precision. Who is Vivian? It can't just be crappy sleep. There's something else going wrong with me, too. That's a fact. But what? The only obvious clue I can think of is this heavy, sick feeling that's wriggled its way into my guts ever since I left the mall. Frustration, maybe? But at who? At Benji? Nah, that doesn't make sense. That feeling isn't at Benji at all. But more like for Benji, which doesn't make any sense either. I think I know who she is. Like, I'm thinking that she's like, what's her name? Cyrus's old friend. But I don't know. It's almost like I want to apologize to him. But I don't know what I did wrong again. Yeah, Diana. My claws sink further into the fabric. When Vivian spots me, she does a little jump, pulling me right out of my head and into the present. Jesus! You scared me! I offer back a smirk and shrug. She reminds me so much of Cyrus. Something she calls heavy metal hums from her headphones as she takes them off. Not my fault. You vanish into your own little world with that thing on. There's a lot of similarities. You also think that as well? Yeah. Oh my gosh, she's so cute! Wait! We haven't seen her like fully. She's so cute. I've got a fragile heart, Lance. Fragile. You know this? Remember what happened last time? I'd spook her so much worse then. Vivian's heart rate had spiked, and her breathing got all unsteady and painful. I was actually scared I'd frick up. Luckily, it didn't last too long. I got off with just a slap on the arm after she calmed down. How was I supposed to know you have a heart condition? And for the record, both times were an accident. Turns out I'm just a naturally scary guy. Yeah, well... Vivian turns to me with a loose smile, the music player squeezed in her hand. Not scary enough, I suppose. And you're late, you know. Easy, easy. I was held up for a good reason. I present the stuffed tiger to Vivian, and her eyes light up. A stuffed tiger? Like... Darius? Mission complete. Oh, he's so cute! If you say so. Here, knock yourself up. I plop it in her lap, then slink back to a chair beside the door. Vivian hugs around the plush with both hands. It's actually pretty big for someone her size. Thanks, Lance! I love him! I tell her to thank Dario instead, since her orders are the reason I'm doing this in the first place. But praise feels nice. Okay. Okay, Lance. No problem. I suppose I'll forgive you for being late this time, but just this once. Yeah. She starts to stroke the fur on his face. It's been a long time since I added someone new to my collection. Vivian wheels herself to her bed, just covered in stuffed animals. Creepy. How do you even sleep with all of those? Looks uncomfortable. Au contraire, sleeping is far more comfortable when you're surrounded by friends. Right. I don't like this face that she's making. It's scary. I'll tell you what is uncomfortable though. Sleeping with a bunch of tubes in your back. She lets out a huff, resting her chin on her new plush. I keep telling them I don't need to be plugged in all the time, but they're adamant about it. I think the top scientists in the world might know a little more about your life support than you. They may, but those losers know nothing compared to my dad. Oh yeah? And where is he, exactly? Wouldn't you like to know? What? Is that a secret too? They're a dog bone already. Damn. She giggles at that. Sorry, guy, but that's classified information. I blink. I know she's joking, but I hate being left in the dark. What's wrong? Nothing. I point to the plush in her hand. So, any reason you wanted a tiger of all animals? I was just thinking about an old friend. Trying to, anyway. Yep, that's Diana. There's no way that's not Diana. Old friend? You mean old friend boyfriend? Your old friend's boyfriend? Yeah, Diana, we know it's you. Bruh. One of my best friends was a tiger, you see. Diana! And it feels like I'm forgetting more and more about him each day. He was such a sweet and funny guy. You couldn't ask for a better friend. He sighs, gaze falling to the floor, the plush held tightly. A quiet moment passes before she snaps out of her thoughts and looks up at me again. Thanks for going through the trouble of finding this. Guess there is a sweetheart under that scary face after all. Again, don't worry about it. Again? Ah, sorry, old lady memory and all. She continues to dote on the tiger in her lap. Tell me, Lance, is there anyone you miss? I love how much they try to make it obvious that Vivian and Diana are the same person without implicitly saying it. Yeah, they gave her Sprite? Yeah, they did give her Sprite. She's so cute, right, Snoop? Stupid ads? Oh. Not really. She gives me the same knowing look Benji had earlier. Well... Yeah? Go on. You've never told me about your personal life. Like you're one to talk. Imagine if she ever mentions Iris to Lance. Dude, you know her like old, like her freaking bed full of plushies? It's probably like all her old friends. There's probably like a Cyrus looking one there, you know? When I read, she had no sprites. Well, she got sprites, Snoot, so she smiles innocently at that. But what can I say? There's not much to tell. Once, there was someone I used to be close to. Now there isn't. The end. Not so fast. I need details. Who was this someone? What were they like? He was, well, he was the only person I ever really trusted, I guess. The only one, huh? Must have been special. Yeah. What was his name? How did you meet? Reggie. And I'm not even sure how it started. You must remember something. What are you, in your 20s? 30s? At least I have an excuse. Yeah, fine, alright. So, I wasn't very popular in the orphanage I grew up in. Go figure. Never had the face or the patience for making friends, even when I was little. Then one day, I'm off on my own, minding my own business, when here comes this scrawny elk kid demanding to hang out with me, all of people. Bye, Snoot. Have fun watching Bluey. Bye. Thanks for doming in. Ooh. Anyway. Pretty brave and pretty stupid, considering my reputation back then. I had my space other kids didn't mess with, but he didn't care. I don't know what his reason was for it. Maybe there wasn't one. But from then on, it was like he glued himself to me, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. That was really annoying. Though after weeks of eating together, taking naps together, reading together, it stopped being as annoying, I guess. Oh my god, is Benji gonna be like his new Reggie? Are they gonna be doubles? I'm figuring it out, guys. Aw, that's so sweet. I'd totally pay to see a picture of angry puppy Lance. Even if I did have one, like hell I've ever showed it off. Vivian laughs and I grin in response. It's been a while since I really stopped to think about Reggie back then. It didn't take long for me to outgrow him. I remember the first time he tried hugging me once his horns started coming in, and how I nearly lost my eye from that. And I remember the last time he hugged me, a brief arm around my side in passing. It was just routine at that point. I shake my head. Vivian's staring. Must have gotten lost in my thoughts again. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. What happened next? Right, so yeah. Turns out Reggie was kind of a brainiac. Always had his nose in some book. It took the adults a few years to catch on, but once they did, they sent him off to one of those fancy schools. And you? Yeah, right. I was never book smart like Reggie. He was always the brains, and I was the brawn. He did try to tutor me, though. Of course, I could never keep up. I'm surprised he pushed me for as long as he did. That guy had the patience of a saint. I sigh and loosen my shoulders. Always heard that older siblings are the ones you're supposed to look up to because they know what's best. He was like that. Like an older brother. Reggie was always right about everything. I hated it. Makes sense. You don't seem like the kind of guy who likes to be wrong much. Ugh. Is there anyone who likes being wrong? Well, I'm glad I was wrong about you, for one. My mouth opens, but my brain doesn't put anything in it. And for two, being right all the time, it's actually kind of exhausting. I cross my arms and Vivian smiles. It's as you said, older siblings always know best. What? You got an older sister or something? Nope, I'm an only child, and by process of elimination, that means I always know best. Uh-huh. She waves her finger at me, like she's teaching me a lesson. Hey, I might not look it, but I am wise within my years. You'd know well to treat your elders with respect. Right. She pouts and her expression softens. By the way, you kept saying was. Did something happen to Reggie? He died. Oh. We're both silent, just long enough to make me uncomfortable. My stomach's telling me I should probably stop there, but I don't. Ever heard of the resistance? I haven't. It's a rebel force trying to expose Resume. Good. Someone has to. Yeah, well, I used to be part of it before I split off. Reggie too. One night we were out preparing for a rescue mission when Reggie got ambushed. They shot him, then he bled out. At least that's what I was told. I wasn't with him when it happened. But I should have been. Aaron should have been. I ball my fists hard to maintain my composure, something I'm not very good at. It's hard not to wonder how different things would be if he were still here. Maybe I wouldn't have become an attack dog. Maybe me and Aaron would have. And now, after all that, you're forced to work for Resume, and I can see why you hate this place so much. Another moment's pass as she watches me expectantly, waiting for an answer. Sure. Do you mind asking me how that part happened? I guess you could say they caught me off guard. I point at the Arcadia collar. I can only do so much with this damn thing attached to my neck. Can't believe I let him. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I can't believe I let him slip it on me so easily. I've seen other soldiers wearing those. From what you're saying, I can only assume it's a tracking collar of sorts. Unfortunately. Sorry to hear they've leashed you. But I'm sure you have someone you used to work with who cares about you. Someone under resistance. They must be worried, no? Vivian tilts her head. It's safe to say I don't have anyone outside these walls anymore. If there is someone out there looking for me, they're not doing it for my benefit. Especially not them. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to touch so many sore subjects today. It's not that, if I ever had a vision for my life, this wasn't it. That's just how it goes sometimes. A few centuries back, someone tried to save me from this place. There are some good people in Resume, as it turns out. But that didn't end so well. Considering where we are, I can only imagine. They killed her right in front of me. And it wasn't so long ago. I can't even and it was so long ago. I can't even remember her name anymore. Isn't that awful? Yeah, that sucks. I have to admit, someone saying centuries ago when recalling a memory is kind of disturbing. It also gets me thinking, how long has Resume had enemies? Were there people with doubts even that far back? The fact that a rebel force was eventually established means that Resume has had this coming for a long time now. Darius and Cyrus. They were both there during the fall. What about Vivian? If she really is that old, is it possible that she knew? Probably not. Vivian isn't a carrier as far as I know. More like one of Dario's pet projects. At least she's loosened up since we first met. I'm feeling a bit looser myself, too. I almost forgot that I'm supposed to be irritable still. Thinking about why on that. Lance! Are you getting enough sleep? My bed is right over there, you know. I'm fine. You sure? I bet a nap would fix those bags under your eyes. Thanks, but no thanks. Sounds like a trap to add me to your collection. Bah, you caught me. And a life-size doll would have made me feel like a real family too. Count me out. Vivian waggles her brow at me and pauses with a finger under her chin. You know, if it were you trying to get me out back then, I bet we would have made it. Wouldn't have tried it in the first place. I mean, I like you, but not that much. You can't get enough of me, else you wouldn't be here still. I grunt at that. Oh please, don't get huffy. I was just thinking out loud anyway. Even if I could leave this place, it wouldn't do me any good. Why do you say that? I've got the same problem as you. There's no one out there waiting for me anymore. There's a touch of melancholy in her voice, but that smile is still present. No reason to leave and no desire to stay. Funny how that can happen. And besides, who would take care of my plants if I were gone? I can't just leave them behind. Also, plants? You know who did plants? Golden? Cyrus. I drop the tension in my shoulders and put on a smirk. How about this? Once you do make it out of here, I'll take him off your hands. What do you mean? My roommate owns a farm. I bet he could teach me a thing or two. Can't be too hard to take care of a few plants anyway. Just throw some water on them, right? Don't get ahead of yourself. Horticulture is far more complicated than you think. If anything goes wrong, or I find out you mistreated them, you'll have to answer to me. Horty what now? Exactly. She giggles and waves her hand at me. Tell you what, I'll cut you a deal. Simply refer to me as your older, wiser sibling from now on, and I'll share my wealth of plant-based knowledge with you. Yeah, in your dreams. She smiles back down at the tiger, threading her fingers through its cheeks. I don't think I've said this enough, but I do appreciate you coming by, really. Most people who check in on me don't stick around for very long. Honestly, everyone else who works here have barely any knowledge as I exist. They do their wellness checks, then go about their merry way. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. I should try doing that too. Now hold on a minute. Let's not be too hasty. Oh, so you're saying you can't get enough of me? Vivian crosses her arms in defeat. Yes, you're fun to be around. Once I get past your poor career choices. My ears pin back. I mean, it's not like I chose to be here. I know. Humph. Well, if it means anything, then I'm glad you enjoy my company, I guess. Good. A mutually beneficial arrangement. Now, let's just say the magic words and we can begin your first lesson on tropical versus temperate plant care. And I'm out. Hey, you're not even gonna try? Are you really all bark and no bite? I roll my eyes. While I'd love to stay for my big sister's plant seminar, I can't. Got to get back to work soon. Oh, what is it today? Guard duty? Or patrolling the city, maybe? She watches my face closely. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. She sighs, and that heavy feeling sinks down into my stomach again. What is wrong with me today? Alright then. I'm feeling so generous. So I won't be assigning you any new missions this time. However, since you did just canonize me as the elder sibling of this relationship, I'd agree that you will try to get me some rest ASAP. Oh, I'd agree that you will try to get some rest ASAP. Hold on. And now you may take your leave. I have a lot of napping to do, and so little time to do it in. With that, she wheels herself over to her bed, and takes her time climbing into it despite the tubes in her back. You okay? Just dandy. You're dismissed. She says in a put-on sleepy tone before faking her own snoring sounds. Vivian almost looks comfortable, surrounded by all of those stuffed animals. Her family. I let out my own loud yawn, noisily popped my back with a stretch, then dragged myself to the door. Sleep well, Viv. Aw, he calls her Viv. Wait, that's actually really cute. Once I'm out in the hallway, I make way for the elevator. It's worse now. That heavy feeling, like a fist unfurling deep in my stomach, sending up waves of nausea. That's when I realized what I've been doing wrong. For the past week, I've kept all my own business to myself. Now, twice in the same day, I haven't been able to keep my damn mouth shut. Whoever called it spilling your guts got it right. That's exactly how it feels. I'm such a freaking idiot. Oh my god. I pick up a spot on the lift's metal paneling and start tapping a beat on it with my forehead. Benji, Vivian, if those two knew why I was really here, they'd never speak to me again. And that'd be two more people who hate my guts. Good, that'd be fine with me, so as long as I don't have to feel like this ever again. I bonk my head a bit too hard and curse under my breath. Idiot, 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 idiot. But what if I told them everything, and they didn't hate me? Because it does feel good in the moment to talk about that kind of stuff, sometimes. The elevator dings, and I look down to check if my head matching exercise had somehow pressed the button. It hadn't. The door splits open anyway, and I'm greeted by Artemis? Artemis! Oh, I was just looking for you, my man of the hour. Great. Come, come. Artemis holds the door open with a smug grin, and I have half a mind to bash my head against the wall some more. Instead, I groan, step inside, and the doors close behind me. Yes! Guys, I love Artemis. I love voicing him. He's so stylish, too. I'm used to going up from here, but the elevator is going down this time. I've never been past Vivian's floor. You seem to be enjoying your time with her. I look over at Artemis. Hi, girl! It has been a while. How are you doing? How are you doing? Good. That's good to hear. How have you been up to? Or what have you been up to? Because you've been so far. So much has changed, Curb. Like, my new PNG. My new PNG. I look over at Artemis. And what's it to you? Just making an observation. Tell me what you want already. Of course. I've been given permission to take you on a tour of some of our labs. Now doesn't that sound fun? But yeah, Curb, we're all playing, I'm playing, what's it called? Remember the Flowers, because, like, a new chapter like sent like 2 months ago. I rubbed a raised flesh on my forehead with a groan. Nice mask, looking like Donnie from TNT. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I am Donnie from Rise of TMNT. Yeah, I am Donnie. Yep. Do I have to? I've been running around all day. I'm exhausted. I'm sorry you have it so hard, Mr. Krager. But yes, you do. Your mission, once it truly begins, will be one fraught with many dangers and perils. The resistance won't be so easily bagged and tagged, you see? My target, Cyrus, not. Artemis waves a paw at me. But luckily for you, Resume has at its disposal a very powerful means of assistance. It's important that you know the tools on this variable tool belt we're providing, and to that end, it's important that you know what we do down here. I think I already have a pretty good idea. That's adorable, but I am confident you don't. I roll my eyes, and Artemis chuckles to himself. But what have you been up to, Curb? After we exit the elevator, Artemis saunters forward through the cramped hall. I have to press against the wall to make room for scientists passing by. All top secret research. Bros Donnie for Halloween this year? Yeah! IRL too! Like, what do you want from me? All top secret research is conducted at this level and below. It goes without saying that anything you witness is strictly confidential. Let me guess. Cannibalism? Torture? Funny. Tell me, Lance, have you ever felt inadequate? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you have! I just let him talk. He's impossible when he gets like this. I did go to FanX on the 26th. Ooh, how was that? I'm about to go to a convention myself too. You see, one of our main goals here at Resume is providing the best care for the best candidates. This includes helping people like you. He turns to me. Darius believes we can overcome our physical limitations, you see. And as the oldest living man on our planet, who are we to doubt him? It was good? That's good. If being a living corpse means beating physical limitations, then I guess he isn't wrong. Artemis leads me through a door into one of the research rooms. There, a bunch of scientists stand around a glass wall, whispering to each other. These fine folk are the real backbone of Resume. With their minds put together, they've managed to engineer countless breakthroughs. Oops. One of the scientists turns around at that. He looks me up and down, still writing on his clipboard. OMG, I love this soundtrack. It kind of sounds like a mystery game. Yeah, it's like hecky, I like it. Sorry, my good man. This one isn't for your lot. I growl reflexively, and Artemis waves his wrist at him. Okay. The freak doesn't say a word before swiveling back to the glass. It's blurry from this distance, but from what I can see, they're looking into a plain white room. What are they doing? Experimental biology! Has a nice ring to it, don't you think? I step closer. What is it? I'm scared. There's people inside the room. I can count 3. 2 stand up in white puffy suits while a third lies prone on a metal table, wearing nothing but a red diamond-shaped apron across their stomach. I squint at the nearly nude figure. It's a male panther. His eyes are open, and all 4 of his limbs are buckled down by dozens of straps. He looks tired. One of the puffy-suited figures turns with a syringe held in one hand and hovers it over the panther's apron. That's not an apron, I think belatedly, as the hands move into the man's stomach. Ugh. I take a firm step back. You know, the whole cannibal torture thing, I didn't actually think. Artemis sucks through his teeth. Now, don't be close-minded. Torture requires pain, and I can assure you that the subject in question feels nothing. Artemis licks his lips, which almost gets me to punch them right off his smug face. If you brought me all the way down here to just strap me into a table and pull my insides out, then get it on with it already. Stop wasting my time. I got to meet Jason Griffith, who was there, and I got a signed poster. Nice! I don't know who he is, unfortunately. Artemis jabs me once in the hip bone. No, you fool. I'm showing you how we make tool for your freaking tool belt. He points at the scientist, the glass wall, and the grisly scene beyond it. This is what Resume offers, the culmination of countless trials and sacrifices. Looks like you're self-culminating to me. No, no, no. Iteration is the name of the game now. Refinements of a product already made, already culminated. Sharpening the tool, if you will. He was a voice actor. What? Oh my god, Curb. How did I not know that? I am like a huge Sonic fan. Look at my freaking... Do you see that? You see the song that's playing right now? Oh my god, lucky! You are so lucky, Curb. And is this what they're used for? The carriers? Artemis clicks his tongue and waves his finger at me disapprovingly. The one before they made Roger Craig. Ah, I see. Now, that would be foolish. Honestly, do you ever think before you speak? Carriers are expensive, valuable, precious. Meanwhile, iterative experiments have little requirements for the subjects themselves. Artemis bumps his shoulder into mine and drops his voice to whisper. Which, speaking of, you wouldn't happen to know anyone with a profitable, suitable for itering upon, would you? Or itering upon. I know you are. You told me? Oh, I see. I forgot. The hell kind of profile makes anyone suitable for that? Oh, you know the type. No family, no friends, no conscience. Sound familiar? I grunt, and his smile brightens. Tests don't require willing participants. Instead, they require greater precautionary measures, you see? Because Resume has appearances to maintain, and ethical codes to uphold, of course. That one in there, well, I personally vetted the man's criminal record myself, and I dare say the things he's done make someone like him look like a saint. Wait, make someone like you look like a saint. We both are Sonic fans? Yes. The world won't miss him, believe me. As crappy as it sounds, I get it. If I disappeared, the world wouldn't be crying over me either. But this is just... I don't even know. Sure, but I kinda already got a job that I'm supposed to be doing. All I'm asking from you is that the next time you're out doing your job, whether that be in a mall with a friend or in a bedroom indulging the fantasies of one of our subjects, you keep an eye out for any candidates showing potential, someone who would be better off as an aid to scientific progress. That will provide me with a trusted source to put down on an inquiry for it, and I can take the case from there. I grimace and stare back at the glass. What I feel in my stomach now, watching as a second syringe dives into the man's open torso, as different from what I felt outside the elevator. If that was inward kind of pain, I guess this isn't. Mr. Krager, look at me and tell me I'm wrong about you. You are a practical, pragmatic, no-nonsense man who knows what he wants and cuts through all the crap to get it, yes? You're a man of action! Not like these men here. He waves at the huddled white coats. Not a man of science, bound by rules and rigor methods of who's and whys. Because to you, it doesn't matter why a thing works, just that it does. You don't need to know who is on that table, so long as you're not. No, for men like you, all you need is a where and a when. All that matters, and your track record will agree, is that you get what you want. I cinch my brow. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but it's making me mad. I also got a Neo Saber there. If you don't know what that is, they're basically upgraded Disney lightsabers. Oh yeah, I know. I think I know what you're talking about. Aren't those things like uber expensive though, Curb? I could easily be a scientist. You're missing my damn point. On purpose. You're doing it on purpose. The weasel smoothed his coat out and resets himself. My point is, we have what you want, and I'm offering you a way to get it. And what I want is money, of course, money. Oh, we have plenty of documentation on Mr. Krager's driving motivations within our system. Believe you me. Think of it like a side hustle. More mercenary work, just like before, except with much better payouts. Make some use of those talents of yours, and you could walk out of Resume as one of the richest men in the country. Hell, we might even put you on the company insurance plan. Nah. Artemis pauses for a breath, then sighs. There really is no helping some people. You're an annoying... Has anyone ever told you that? All the time. Why do you ask? Just needed to make sure I wasn't going crazy. You won't survive here long if you're not a little crazy. His smile flattens, then he makes his way toward a door opposite of the one we came through. Yeah, but they lowered the prices for FanX and we got a discount, so we only got it for like, oh, nice. $80 for me is still like uber expensive, but that's still really nice. Yeah, but Resume has much more than money to offer you. I follow Artemis into a new room mirroring the one we just left, only without the whispering scientists or the sacrifice. The cell for this one is also furnished. I move closer to get a better look through the treated glass. Instead of metal tables, there's a proper bed, a couch, a half kitchenette, and even a toilet. On the bed, in what looks like a sleeping position, the lump of a person is just visible underneath the sheets. As I was saying, he snaps his fingers. How do you feel about biological augmentation? What? Biological augmentation! I don't. The tool belt, Mr. Krager. Is that guy in there dead? No, no, no. This is a willing soldier who is in the process of biological augmentation. Though the accommodations for the patients undergoing this treatment may seem modest, they are just as comfortable, if not more so, than what you have currently. I wasn't here before, so what's going on? Basically, we're in a city, and we're like in a, what do you call it? We're in a like POV of a bad guy of this like whole VN, and like he works for the city. Like he was forced to work for the city, and this Artemis guy, which is like the Weasel, also works for the city, and like the city does bad things, but like the main population doesn't know about these bad things, so there's a resistance that like tries to take down this city, and like I don't know, it's just like all weird. It's like really hard to explain. Your own room? Fancy that! No more plucky bunk beds over your head, just you and yourself, all alone. Wouldn't that be grand? I take a step back. Artemis is trying for as genuine a smile as I think that man can possibly muster. It's the kind you'd see behind sketchy stalls in a black market, right before you're sold a knockoff Axiom that moonlights as lithium explodes. As a lithium explosive. I like my plucky roommate. Nonsense! What you like, Lance, what every man likes, Artemis swings his arm around my shoulder, is power! That's what biological augmentation has to offer. Power without limitation. I get the feeling he's practiced this in front of a mirror more than once. And that best part? No invasive surgical procedures required. No fasting or contrast dyes. No need for anesthesia. Just one simple shot. He jabs a pointy finger into my bicep, followed by an insequential 2 to 3 week incubation period. And, should the serum take, all the latent power nature's hold captive over us will spool out, and you will become so much more than you are now. That's a pretty useful tool you're being offered, if I do say so myself. Artemis is so close now that his face nearly bumps into mine. He waits eagerly for my reply, and I keep him waiting. Finally, after a long and uncomfortable silence, his arms fall off my shoulder and he steps back. I can hear it when you grind your teeth. You know it's disgusting. Ah! Thank you, Curb! Ow, my arm! Dude, my voice is like dying. Whatever. If this shot's so damn fantastic, why haven't you taken it yet? Why isn't everyone here hopped up on limitless power? Oh, Kerbo! No! Don't use the pick a character. I really need to do that. Do Sonic? I don't have Sonic. Do you want me to be Mr. Wolf? I'm Mr. Wolf now. Hi guys, I'm Mr. Wolf. Well, as it stands, most soldiers are too afraid to try the serum in its current form. Sounds like it's crap then. Artemis scowls. The serum works. The power is there. I've seen it. It just needs more time to be perfected. But finding willing test subjects, which unfortunately this procedure does require, has been difficult. We're lacking bodies in all departments, I'm afraid. He looks through the window at the sleeping patient. Progress falls behind when we have no people willing to make sacrifices. It would be a shame if you turn this opportunity down so quickly. That is so funny, dude. What are you talking about, Kerr? Consider it a shame then. Like hell, I'd ever become one of Resume's experiments. Artemis shrugs. No harm done in asking, right? Nearly all of our supply for iteration comes from death row inmates and the descendant scraps of the fraction being back alive. But by that point, they're usually too weak and far from willing. As for augmentation, we're looking at our only test subject in for weeks. Better than nothing, I suppose. Just barely. Artemis suddenly starts walking around me, looking me up and down. But you on the other hand, are quite the specimen. I'm certain a body like yours could take a vigorous beating. What with all this rugged muscle mass you've built up? Artemis chuckles to himself and my eye twitches. What happens when the serum doesn't take? Ah, so you were paying attention! After a patient is injected with our product, one of 3 things can happen. Artemis holds up one finger. Case 1, successful augmentation. The body accepts the serum and the changes begin. The patient maintains complete cognizance. In this case, we then continue administering the serum in small quantities over time and observe the patient's progress. The patient will exhibit physical and mental capabilities far exceeding what was previously possible for them. Artemis lingers for a moment, then slumps. Alright, fine. To tell the truth, we've only ever had this happen once, so there isn't much data to extrapolate from. A rather persistent kink in our pipeline showed up soon after, you see. But the man has been a sharp incline recently, which I've taken... Okay, Garbo, don't use that! I don't have... It only works for, like, Overwatch or, like, Marvel Rivals or something. Which I've taken to meet those kind of kinks of our have to be dealt with. Actually, I don't have catnap, but I have a smiling critter. I have my own smiling critter. Is that good enough? I can't tell if he's trying to sell to me on this anymore. He just wants someone to talk to. At least there's no iteration on display. Okay, so who's the lucky patient? Lance, that would be patient confidentially, now wouldn't it? Artemis lifts a second finger. Case 2, failed augmentation. This happens when either the serum has no effect or the host's immune system interferes. The latter is not a pretty sight. Agony, I'm told. Certain death. But with the former group, there remains the opportunity to try again. Artemis taps the glass. Case in point, the patient has been here for a few days, but will likely make a full recovery in due time. Who is he? Some old soldier, I'm sure. The Arcadia collar is an important stipulation for this stage, and as much, trials involving direct contact with the serum only use fraction members. This wasn't always the case. Back when I was a researcher instead of a recruiter. Artemis thumbs at his collar. His gaze still fixed on his sleeping soldier. None of us had any idea what we were dealing with. Precautions were slow to be established. And you're telling me this guy willingly signed up for this crap? I don't personally vet every subject, but I'm sure whoever interviewed this one had fully disclosed the potential risks. Sometimes they don't even care what happens, so long as they are compensated and have a quiet place to sleep. Huh? Right then! Artemis smiles and holds up a third finger. Case 3, the worst possible outcome in which the body accepts the serum but can no longer stabilize its form. This event appears to be just as likely an outcome as the first, as we've only had one in-lab example to date. Okay, you can go back to Donnie if you want. I've had my fun. Okay. Yeah, I have this one, which is like, I have this one, which is my old one. I have this one, I have this one, I have this one. This is like my old one as well. I have this one, which is my newest one. And I have this one. Anyway. In the minutes after administrating the system, the host body begins to rapidly destroy itself before growing into something else entirely. Their ego vanishes along with their reasoning. This form is called Berserker. Berserker? Artemis chuckles. I was pushing the name Nightmare at the time, but the committee felt differently about it, so Berserker will have to do for now. I wasn't in the facility when it happened, but the footage was quite the show. We could never hope to control something so beautifully dangerous. Well, just like the anime/manga? Yes. Honestly, I can't count how many men we lost trying to kill that thing. He chuckles against his open palm, and I scowl. Damn, cannibal torturers don't seem so bad anymore. Doesn't matter, it's perspective. The goal is not to hurt people, Mr. Krager. It's to help people. But sometimes you have to hurt in order to help. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Oh, I sleep wonderfully. And you? The department I'm currently recruiting for is only interested in this first case scenario. It's by far more useful one, and certainly deserves a majority of Resume's resources, I would argue. But there are others in the committee who see differently than I do. Fools often don't share my opinions on anything, it seems. Now, we have a sister department with their own version of serum. They say they'll be able to distribute early samples to fraction soldiers within a month. Now, they might even approach you for early trials. Trial for what? Artemis gives a dramatic sigh. I shouldn't tell you this, but I suppose it's within my best interest as well as yours. They're working on a quick release mechanism to induce the Berserker's stake, a fail-safe should one of our soldiers ever be in a position where they can't fight back. I think I'd rather just die, personally. You don't seem to have any idea what you want, Mr. Krager. Not much you've proven. Regardless, I would highly advise against giving away your body to anyone but me. Still rather die, I think. Artemis frowns, opens his mouth to knock me down another peg, and swaps to a smile instead. Well, that's it for your tour. There was somewhere else I wanted to take you, but that requires extra clearance and extra patience, of which I'm running low on both. Not interested anyway. Good. We finally agree on something. I wish I was subscribed to get them emotes. Don't I have like a free one? I walk coolly past him as he holds the door open for us both. Do you think on my prior offer though? Money is the key to everything else. Remember that. I make it through the lab without looking anywhere but straight ahead. I don't even think a single damn thought until I'm back at the elevator. Yikes! Only when it dings do I realize I've been holding my breath in. I laid it out with a sigh. That guy must really think I'm an idiot. There's no freaking way I'd ever agree to either one of his offers. Whoops. Not for money or anything else. I press a few buttons that look right enough, then drag myself back a step. Whoa! What the heck? Yo! In the polished metal doors, my reflection stares back at me. It wraps its hand over the scars on its nose. Can hardly blame myself for that. I mean, I didn't really know what Resume did back then. It's different now. Benji was right. I looked like a liar. What I knew was that no one risked their life to escape from a good time. What I knew were the stories from the people who had escaped. But the feeling now, after what I just witnessed, damn it. I straighten up, meeting myself with a bit more conviction. Hearing about it and actually seeing it are two completely different things. Yeah, I guess it's pretty fricked up either way. And so what? I've always been capable of doing stuff that most people can't. Dark stuff. But that look Artemis had, licking his lips at a guy being cut open, I'm not like that. Dark stuff I've done, I always had a reason for it. Artemis is wrong about me. Oh my god, is he finally realizing? Is he? Making a fat load of cash has been my goal for nearly half a decade now. Because everyone needs money. Money for food, money for rent, money to not worry about needing any more money for a while. Those are all solved issues at this point though. Once I win my freedom, my balance is set for life. And then what? Could always make more money. My reflection blinks at me. Tired, bored. How the hell does anyone ever figure out what they really want? There's gotta be a method to it. I push the image of the dissected panther out of my head, and instead to try to picture myself with all the money I could ever ask for. Just me, swimming through pools filled with cash, and I feel nothing. Good. Frick Artemis. That still doesn't tell me what I want though. Maybe I just need to start small. Aside from getting the hell out of here, what do I want right now? Sleep? The elevator dings, and my reflection splits down the middle. What the? I'm staring down an empty hallway lined with closed doors. I drag my feet over the threshold. The answer couldn't be any more obvious. What does he want? A lover? I want to go to bed. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Watching the cosmos undress? What? It's 5 a.m. Benji snores in a constant breathy rhythm that never gets too loud or too quiet. He's been at it all night. Part of me wants to strangle him for a minute. But that's not fair. My trouble sleeping has nothing to do with him. I stare at the underside of his mattress, watching every subtle movement it makes while my brain slowly turns itself into a pulp. If I close my eyes for too long, I'll see that panther again, his tired face, the hand going into his stomach. Biological augmentation, power without limits. Money is the key to everything else. What a load of bullcrap. The blankets are kicked off, and I'm dragging myself out of bed for probably the 5th time tonight to pace around the room. Each step I take is in time with Benji snoring. It turns out, what do I really want is a pretty haunting question for those smart enough to ask it. And I figure the best way to tackle this is to distill it down into some kind of fundamental element first, like a scientist would, but for emotions. I have to find the want that all other wants are built off of. The want seeds, the sprout want saplings, which will grow into want trees, big want trees with branches on them. Sex, money, power, freedom, love. What is the common thread between all of these wants? Yeah, these emotes are weird. Or even better, why does anyone want anything to begin with? It's just human nature, or wolf nature. I take 5 steps one way, turn then 5 steps back. Because having things feels good? Nah. I'm only half right with that. Too much love and you're smothered. Too much money and money doesn't matter anymore. Too much sex and well, it's the inverse then. It's all about how much you don't have. And mull that over for a few laps. It's not the worst theory ever. I wanted money because I didn't have money. Vivian wants a family because she doesn't have one anymore. And Artemis wants what? To win? Yeah, that makes sense. Because he's a loser. And Benji wants money. That's why he's down here, and not back home with that Aiden guy or whatever. I pause for a breath to watch Benji sleep. He looks peaceful enough, with the soft fur on his face all mussed up, and an inch of his pink tongue poking out, drooling on his pillow. One of his snores gets stuck in his throat. He clears it, shuffles his hips, then gets back to snoring again. I don't know how to explain it. The guy just looks like a good person. There's no way he would do even half the things I've done for money, no matter how much debt he was in. Hell, I bet if Benji knew what Resume was really up to, he'd quit on the spot. Without meaning to, my tail whips hard into the dresser, nearly knocking down a stack of empty beer cans. Crap. I wince and wrangle the thing under control. Benji's money problems might create his money wants, but Benji also wants to help people, and I'm not sure how to invert that. Maybe good people just fix what other people don't have, and feels like it's their job to fix it. Or at least not making everything worse. Poor saps, trying not to mop up an ocean of crap with a toilet rag. I snort at that and get right back to pacing. Inverting the want wasn't enough. The real answer's gotta be more fundamental, ground zero stuff. It needs to be a formula that can explain all of this, for everyone. The minutes drag by, dozens at a time. Whoops. My mouth gets drier and drier, my head pounds harder and harder. Under my pelt, my skin itches like it's crawling with tiny insects, but I'm close now, I can feel it. It's right when Benji's alarm goes off that I finally get my first breakthrough. The real reason why anyone wants anything at all, the bedrock of all desires, is this. I want to not feel like crap. Bruh, that was all. Oh my god. Benji, hey, you up yet? What? Why do you think people want food? His brow creases as he fumbles for the snooze button on his axiom. Or water. Or flying cars, or nice clothes, or handsome friends. It's because not having those things make them feel like crap. I'll admit, this probably wasn't the best way to get the point across. Me standing on my bunk to loom over Benji's, sweating, panting, eyes crusted and red. Meanwhile, he'd just woken up to an earful of my emotional sciences without any context. I need my coffee. That's because if you don't have your coffee, you'll feel like crap. Because bread tastes better than tea? What? Later that morning, I culminated. While pacing around the room before Benji left, more after Benji left, I took inventory of all the things that made me feel crappy. I sifted through every wound, every scar, every time I fricked up or had gotten fricked up. What was that? What? I named every memory that made my stomach curl into knots and my skin prickle. Analyzed each piece of guilt I'd accrued over the years and the anger I smothered it with. It's a meme? I see. Reviewed the bullcrap in my dreams and the bullcrap I had to deal with outside of them. And there I found it. The core, the seed, that fundamental element. It was people, every time. Other people were what made me feel like crap. Oh. 48 hours without sleep has a way of clarifying things. Goals, wants, desires, I know them all now. It's 5 a.m. again, and I'm currently on the roof of an abandoned building of some sort near headquarters, staring up at the clouds with the first easy smile I've had since I've been in this joint. Hell, even my damn tail is wagging. I almost feel free. It's been over an hour since I last threw up, but somehow there's still a string of it clinging to my chin. I smear across the sleeve of my jumpsuit, which needs to be washed anyway. Then my stomach takes a second to decide if it wants to purge itself again or not. The feeling fades. So after realizing what the problem was, the way I interact with people, and the way people interact with me, the answer to what do I want was obvious. I want to never be around or know anyone ever again. Initially, this wasn't a very satisfying answer. I've been running the lone wolf gig for a while now, and I've been feeling like crap for a while too. But that's because he wasn't being scientific about it. I wasn't thinking. I was acting. And if I'm trying to be real honest with myself here, I was kind of being selfish brat too. Boo. The last part hasn't changed. What has changed, though, is that I'm going to be smart about what I want from now on. No more half measures. I'm going to make plans, stick to goals, and then keep iterating, both for the long term and short term. For the long, in order to get away from everyone, I need to win my freedom back. It's the same roadblock as everything else. There's no avoiding it. And for the short, I've already started avoiding every possible interaction I can. Only 2 slipped up so far. Once after Benji said goodnight, and again when Benji said good morning. Some habits are hard to break. But if I can just keep trying, and really commit to this, then my selfishness will actually start benefiting other people too. Because no one who's ever met me has been better off for it. My parents, whoever they are, were the first ones to realize that. They knew what I was before I was even a year old. When I think about them now, I see 2 white coats in a blink room, and I'm behind glass. And you're looking at me through that window, for months maybe, getting to know me. Making sure that I'm someone better off not knowing them back. I guess that's what being emotionally intelligent means. Benji, Vivian, Cyrus, Aaron, Reggie, they couldn't see what my parents saw, and being fair, I couldn't either. But I can now. He's so emo, and I'm happier for it. I catch myself on the edge of falling asleep, and fix it with a hard slap to the face. Bad idea. My hangover from last night is still going strong, and any sharp head movements puts the rest of the water I had for breakfast at risk. I stare really damn hard at those clouds again, because I'm not gonna freaking vomit. My claws drag lines across the railing I'm leaning on. The roof door slams open behind me. Found you. King? What? I whirl around too fast. My mouth fills with puke in under a second, but able to swallow it down just as quickly. The hell? How? King smirks and taps his Arcadia collar. Better question is, why you're up here in the first place. My fist curls. claws pressing into my palms, and I stammer out a response that almost sounds apologetic. No one was around. I thought it was abandoned. My ID let me in. I flinch, then snarl as the rhino hobbles towards me, keeping himself between me and the exit. He holds out a plastic bag. Man, you look like crap. Want a beer? I shake my head. King pushes me back a step before I can even take one forward. Take the beer. I reach into the bag and pull out a glass of something without a label. The lid looks sealed. Just nod and don't say anything else. Be nothing. Commit. King sets the bag on the ground with a clink before pulling out his own. He cracks it open with his teeth, takes a loud gulp. You know, this place is under renovation. Truth be told, most people aren't allowed up here. But we aren't most people, are we? He leans against the railing beside me, casual-like. You really do like crap. Look like crap anyway. By the way, before I can make my damn mouth shut, I reach for the nearest insult I can. Forgot something? King's eyes widen a notch. Holy crap. Looks down at the missing limb I gestured at. Well, would you look at that? Could have sworn I went out with both arms today. That's just embarrassing. His eyes snap back to mine, and his grin has me snarl on instinct. I'll ask again. Why are you up here? Did ya think the sidewalk needed a paint job? What? What the hell's your problem with me? The big man shrugs. Patsy told me you ain't getting along, so I guess I need to set you straight. Here, hold on, I even took some notes for this. He fishes out through his pants until pulling out a crumpled piece of scrap paper. Oh. This is just another roadblock, a trial. All I need to do is not respond. He'll get bored, then he'll leave, and I can get back to do what I was doing. Like it or not, I'm your captain until we capture Cyrus Cantwell. That means you're going to be tagging along with us real soon. And if you can't get along with us at the gym, how am I supposed to trust you when we're out in the crowd? I work better alone. You work however I damn well tell you to. Darius gave you a leash to me, and that's just something we're all going to have to deal with. Feels like I have to deal with everyone these days. Newsflash, but that's what it's like having a job. Oh, so now you care about me doing my job. That's rich, because here I thought you wanted me to get lost the way you've been ignoring me for the last week. Aww, did poor little puppy dog get his feelings hurt? I think about throwing the bottle at its head. Then I remember the knife in my right pocket. You clearly don't want me here. Fine by me. I'll be more happy to get the hell out of your hair as soon as goddamn possible. Because I know what I want. And what I want has nothing to do with anything in this. I sweep the bottle by the neck and at the city beyond. Crazy, fricked up hellhole you're a part of. I pant that last part out, wishing I just shut my damn mouth instead. Well, goddamn, Lance, you're really not having a fun time in Resume, are you? Are you getting enough sleep? I growl. A growl pushes through my teeth. Look, buddy, you want to know what my problem is? I'll spell it out for you. I read your file. My what? After the night we met, the scum-sucking weasel friend of ours dropped a big yellow folder right on my lap. It'd be a damn surprise just how much this place knows about you. Okay, why would I care about that? February 5th, 263 AD. Ring any bells? The smirk I have comes easy enough. Congrats, you know my birthday, so what? But King's grin doesn't falter. Let me help you with this one. Resume got everything on you, but a birth certificate. So what does that mean? Means you weren't born in a hospital. The 5th ain't your birthday, kid. It's your surrender date. King gestures at the papers he's holding. St. Francis Boys Home, Matlock, Arizona. What? Intake status. Identity partial. First name only. Estimated age 3 months. That makes you a what? King looks up at the sky for a moment. Scorpio? Anyway, personal effects. 1 blanket and a note card. Lance. No medical records, no return address. Then we got an emotional assessment here. Age 4, subject displays aggressive tendencies. Selectively mute, resistant to authority figures. Age 6, social development arrested at single relationship stage. Not the nicest way to say you only had 1 friend if you ask me, but says you clawed off all the wallpaper after he got a room reassignment. And judging by the handwriting I saw, I think you really made them mad off with that one. I cover my stomach with my free hand. It feels like my guts are going to fall out again. Foster attempt number 1, returned after 6 days, incompatible with family's dynamic. Foster attempt number 2, emergency removal following destruction of foster siblings' possessions. Looks like they stopped trying after that. The last bit just says, age 16, absent without leave. Your folder had a lot of boring stuff in there after, but the part that I really care about came out at the very end. I wrote down here, resume asset performance file for Lance Crager. Activation date, June 26, 288 AD. Designation mercenary. Success rate 92%. Damn. Over 2 years, and you recovered nearly a dozen subjects? Great work. It looks up from the paper. Except they didn't pay you much after the first one though, huh? Gotta be a pristine carrier for the good money, whatever the hell that means. What's it, 600 grand for one of those? I nod at the ground. Come now, Lance. Stop giving me that sad puppy face. You'll break my heart. The scrap paper is balled up and stuffed in his pocket. Then he leans back, dragging out a sip from his beer, watching me. I'm not sure what to say. I don't think I blinked for a full minute. I also think I missed the part I'm supposed to be in trouble for. I mean, King works for these crapheads too. It's not like he's a damn saint. I didn't come with a last name. Look, you may think you're some kind of victim right now, but I bet if we talk to that first guy you brought in, that one that got you to turncoat for these quacks, I bet he'd say something different, wouldn't he? You know nothing what the freak. You don't know what the freak you're talking about. Xavier Soul. They got a lot of good info out of him. Info about you. Turns out, you sold one of your own teammate. Now it might be a monster, but that is some vile crap, man. And you know what the best part is? After selling your own, look where you ended up. King belts out a laugh, dropping his half-finished bottle of beer to slap his thigh. And I mean, damn, ain't that funny? What I did, I saved that whole damn squad, and all I got for it was... Hold on, wait, before you lose your control. You're cool, just tell me. Oh my god, guys, I'm, like, about to die. So tense? Yeah. What'd you do with the money? You still have it, right? Didn't blow it all on liquor, pills? Was it the guilt? Oh, don't be such a coward, Lance. Tell me what you did with the freaking money. Frick you. So wish I was subscribed to have them emotes. That's what I thought. You're the only one to blame for your own crappy life, kid. The least you can do is leave others out of it. what I'm trying to do. I don't want anything to do with you, your squad, or anyone else. Color me convinced, the lone wolf couldn't care less of a crap about anyone. Because as someone who does care a crap, I can't imagine working for the same side that took someone important from me, someone I cared about. Xavier was never like that. I'm not talking about him anymore. I'm talking about someone you grew up with. That single relation stage orphan friend of yours? Oh my god, what is happening? Shut the hell up. See, you're a liar, Lance. You said you saved your whole squad, but you didn't. The rhino grins wider. I'm so angry it physically hurts. Because one of ours killed one of yours, remember? Heard they killed him like a dog. Damn, King. I dropped the bottle and whipped the knife out into a hammer grip, all in one motion. We stared at each other for a breath, and the part of my mind detached from the rage burning through every vein in my body. Thinks, well, at least my hangover's gone. My body is a coiled spring. Let's go, kid. We're really gonna fight. I lunge forward, blade first, thrusting at the rhino's exposed neck. And just as I'm about to land a strike, his neck isn't there anymore. The big man has sidestepped me effortlessly. Like, come on! I stumble forward and just managed to catch myself from falling over. And I flip the knife in my hand and swing it back around at his abdomen. But that's gone too. Again, King is 2 steps away from where I aimed. That's it. Keep it coming. Oh my god, I know what he's doing. He made him mad so he can see how he fights. Ugh. Each time I drive the blade into his body, I only end up stabbing air. I can't even graze him. How is he so fast for someone his size? Before I can make my next move, I can feel something massive barrel into my stomach, and the wind is knocked out of me. I launch back, slamming into the metal door over 10 feet away from where I was. I slump to my knees, then my hands. I vomit. There's nothing much in me, so not much comes out. Twice, 3 times, until ropes of jewels tied between my feet flex in and out with each breath I take. When I finally look back up at King, he's already leaning at the rail again, a new beer in hand. He looks down at me. You're gonna have to do better than that if you want any blood from me. I drag myself up, dagger still in my right hand, left covering my stomach. My teeth are gritted together, which makes panting through them hard. Tell you what, I'll give you a freebie. Give me your best shot, right here on my neck. He tilts his head to the side. I stumble forward, seeing the trap for what it is, but too out of my mind to care. I don't give him the time to make some crappy remark about it. I drive the blade down into the gray canvas. It's gonna break, yep. The knife snaps in two on contact. Aaron's knife. Ooh, it's sharp and clatters over the edge, and all I'm left holding is the stump. It didn't even leave a scratch. Ah, you tried. King stands up, and all the fight or flight drains out of me there, replaced by a scream to surrender. My hands are shaking. What are you? He's looming over me now, his massive figure casting an imposing and suffocating shadow. I don't know how I feel about death yet. The elements of it, its fundamental parts. I don't even know what questions to ask. I don't know. I want to go to another convention, but I don't know if it's gonna be that, you know? If I just had more time. I know Artemis has been dragging you around the facility. Assume he's already given you the lab tour. I nod limply. Take a guess. What am I? A scientist? Bah, what? No. Dude, Lance, you're kind of idiotic. King slaps his heavy hand on my shoulder, and I nearly fold in half. I'll explain it like this. What do you think Darius looks for when recruiting talent? The best of the best, I guess. Wrong! You think anyone who's already the best would agree to wearing a bomb on their neck? Nah, frick that. All Darius needs is anyone desperate enough to kiss his... Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Hard to imagine the king ever fitting that description. But there was a time when you and I had a lot more in common. Back when I was a good-for-nothing half-pint, doing the best I could to stay alive. Are we gonna get his big backstory? I grew up with a lot of fight in me and crap all else. That's what happens when you're born in the dirt. Life lets you be one thing if you're lucky, and that was mine. So when Pops died and left nothing behind but more dead, I took everything I was and put it into Tenacia's underground scene. Fighting rings, dressed with less shiny belts and more bodies. It was hard crap filled with harder people, and being the scrawny twig I was back then, I was always one bad night away from a coffin. I don't even remember the fight that did it. All I remember was waking up in a clinic. I'd gotten pricked up so bad that even after a week spent under, I was still in pretty rough shape. But they didn't wake me up because I'd gotten better. They didn't kick me out. Yikes. That's what all the fight in me was worth in the end. A week in the hospital bed before the earnings were out. Then Dario came in. Yikes. Quite the impressive fight you had. A broken arm, a punctured lung, and yet you still managed to pull your opponent's eye out. That kind of tenacity is to be admired. And yet, it wasn't enough to save you this time, was it? Held back by the shackles of your biology. I tried to speak, but my broken jaw was wired shut. I'd never seen this guy in my life. The rest of your medical bill is paid for. A gift for giving such an invigorating performance. He pulled out a receipt slip and placed it on the table. Then he slid some business-looking card out next to it. Once you recovered as much as your body will allow, know that I have an offer for you. An offer to state the ambitious mind of yours, should it still seek power. To lift you out of your broken flesh and into something new. He smiled and I couldn't do nothing back. Then he was at the door. I hope to hear from you soon. Yikes, yikes. You're the one Artemis was talking about. The successful augmentation. That's right, kid. Just take a good look. King smirks, flexes, and points back at himself with a thumb. Like an idiot for not realizing it sooner. Yeah! Cooper, you're kind of an idiot, so, yeah. I assume his size was some kind of special case. Years of vanity, bodybuilding, or a lot of plastic and silicone. I wanted strength and I wanted power. Turns out they're one and the same. Just about died the first time it injected me though. Told me I just went crazy for a sec. Nearly tore a guy's arm off. Kinda poetic now that I think about it. But aside from him, everyone else was pretty damn pleased with the results. Tasing doesn't hurt, knives just break, and most bullets bounce right off. Comes with a load of other benefits too. Some I'm learning about still, 2 years later. I'm both the worst nightmare and a crowning achievement. Only me. I didn't understand it before, but now I get it. I get what Razuma's trying to do, but they're putting so much effort into this serum. They want more of him. They want to make an army of kings. The name's not actually a king, by the way. That was just a title I used underground. Everyone had to have one. But now that I'm at the top, I think it fits. Feeling a bit more bold after whatever the hell this pow was, I ventured out a thought. But you're not at the top. The collar, this whole thing, hell, I could probably rip it off if I wanted to. I placed a paw on my Arcadia collar. Can you do that for me? King looks at me, then at the collar. Not without blowing your head off. For me, the collar is just a sign of goodwill I let them have. I still do whatever I want, whenever I want. I've gotten too much leverage. I don't know why you'd want goodwill with those freaks. King smiles wide at that. Might be I'm a freak too. See the underground? I once had one rule. Don't go killing folk who didn't sign up for it. And since all I wanted when I got out of that lab was to keep fighting, I stuck with the fraction for that reason. Figured anyone who joins a group called the Resistance knows they're likely to die trying. It's gotten a bit more personal since then. He nods at me where his other arm should be. I'm not sure if the logic really works out like that, but I don't really care to argue anymore. It's hard to care about anything right now. The adrenaline crash and no sleep has my eyes half closed already. The rhino snaps his finger an inch away from my nose, and I nearly bite my tongue off from flinching. Listen up! There was a damn point to all this, and I need you to hear it. When I came up here, I did it knowing one of two things was gonna happen. Either you were gonna try and kill me, or I was gonna throw you off this roof. What? You broke apart your family, kid. You really think I'm gonna let you waltz into mine and do the same? I don't know how to respond to that. I wish I'd done it sooner, if I just give and resume what they wanted from the start. King's huge hand snatches my muzzle out of nowhere and grips it like a handle, forcing my eyes on his instead of the floor. Listen, I get it. You've been through some crap, I can see that. But we don't have time for you to figure yourself out. It's only when I try shoving him off that I realize I'm still holding onto the broken knife. People don't get the luxury of knowing who they really are when they're at the bottom, when they're stuck in the crap, when life isn't giving you enough breathing room to be more than one thing at a time. Sometimes all you get to be is a core with no skin on it. Your core is different than mine though. A younger me would have thrown hands at the word go, but not you. I burn hot, you burn something else. Not just cold, but dark too. And whatever you got under that thin skin you're growing, I need to make sure that it ain't something that'll get my crew killed. I need to know that you're still capable of giving a crap about anyone but yourself. When King finally lets go, he takes a step back. My head feels heavier when it's not being held. Turns out you are capable. You let me talk a lot of crap about you, but not about him. Now, you just need to prove to me that Patsy and Saber can mean more than that Xavier guy did. King really smiles this time. Not like before.
Sly Fox. Dumb bunny.
Clever!
Not a dumb bunny.
And that's nice.
Hi, Clever! Yo, that has been like the longest raid. Huh? Clever, do you like my costume? Hello! Life gave me 2 long years to learn how to breathe. I'm giving you 2 weeks. I rub his sweat off my snout and mumble back. I love it, Purple. Thank you. How was your stream? What were you guys doing? How do I do this again? Is it like is it exclamation point shout? Oh, whoops. Do I have this bot? I don't know if even I have this bot. I'm hoping it does. So I don't have that bot. Guys, go check out Clever. They're great. My back hardly sounds fair. It ain't. 2 weeks, kid. Let me down and I'll kill you. King picks up his bag of beer, struts past me, then stops at the door. We played some Battlefield 6? Nice, nice. Were you playing with Mr. Max? I saw he was playing Battlefield 6 earlier. By the way, we got a thing we're doing later tonight after some training. Patsy, Saber, and I. The public gym's nice, but the one at my place is nicer. Just putting it out there if you want to tag along. This might be the last thing I expected him to end this psycho test of his with. No, just me and Nathan? I see. My mouth hangs open on and as I try to think of any excuse at all. I already got a date though. I point at a pile of quickly dry cement bags at the other end of the roof. I stacked them up at some point yesterday to lounge on it and get some sleep. That was the plan anyway. Okay then. He shrugs and closes the door behind him. And then I'm alone. Yikes, XXXX. I sigh and hobble myself over the ledge of the roof, leaning on the railing with my arms. My stomach's definitely bruised from that kick. Well, did you have fun, Clever? I hope you had fun. I'm actually about to like head off stream pretty close to, so it's very unfortunate. That's okay. It's something funny to my knee too. It feels like looking down at the broken knife still in my hand, I furrow my brow and slide my fingers along with the worn grip. I'm not even sure what King wants from me. To fall in love with those two friends of his. Whoops. Stab him every time he talks crap. What a freaking joke. The worst part is, I don't even get the satisfaction of telling Benji how wrong he was. Smile more. Yeah, right. Things would work out better for everyone involved if we could all just agree to ignore each other. If they could just pretend that I don't exist. I can't waltz in and break anything if there's nothing for me to break in the first place. That's what I've spent the last 2 days realizing. That Xavier was just a catalyst for Reggie's death, not the cause. The real cause goes back much further than that. Past resistance, past Xavier, past even Aaron. Back to an orphanage on a dry day, where the dirt yard bled into the scrap yard, and elephant rusted pipes and old car frames piled into mountains against the fence. I have to go wash off my saw makeup, get ready to bed. Hope you have a great thank you. Have a good sleepy night night. I gotta turn this down. Okay. Back to the hollow space carved in between them, back where no one else ever went. The angry wolf would build a hidden kingdom for himself there, convinced no one would find it. Until he did. The boy, gangly wide-eyed, standing out the mouth of the jagged metal cave, grinning like he'd found $1,000,000. The wolf, bristling, snarling, claws striping crescents through rust, yelling back at him to go frick right off. And how he laughed at that and kicked dirt and said something stupid. Something so absolutely stupid that the wolf forgot all about why he was angry in the first place. That was it. That was how Reggie died. A boy who didn't know when to quit, and a wolf who didn't try hard enough to make him. Yikes. I know what I want. I look at the horizon, feeling the restless breeze brush through the sweat-soaked fur on my face. My left arm stretches forward, my right hand pulls back over my shoulder. I aim at the sunrise. Actually, I scream more like a yelp, really. And Aaron's dagger handle slips right from my grasp and falls 5 stories to clatter unceremoniously into the empty alley below. King is standing at the door again. I don't throw up this time. Yeah, actually, I decided that you don't got a choice. Tagging along is in order now. I haven't slept in 2 goddamn days. If you want to kill me, then there are easier ways to do it. Lucky you that my place not only has a gym, but a bedroom too. Imagine that. I have my own freaking bedroom! The look King throws back reassures me that even this isn't up for debate. And while I'm standing there, panting and shivering all over, I just about start crying too. Instead, I limp to the door without another word. 48 hours without sleep as a way of making everything feel like crap. To be continued. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Dude, that was so bad. Like, not bad as in like the VN was bad or like the story was bad, but like, oh my god, Cooper, that was, yeah, very interesting. And yeah, Cooper, you messed up. You're just stupid. No, I don't think he's stupid, but like, come on, Cooper, really? Yikes. Well, that is the end of my stream tonight. Dude, I gotta stop, like, I'm about to not talk for the rest of the night. That's how, like, busted my voice is. But thank you guys for joining me. It has been such a delight, and it's been so fun reading this. It's RTF. I think this interlude was pretty good. We get, I mean, at least we get a lot more information of, like, how Cooper is. Yeah, Cooper is going to the very wrong direction. Dude, he tried to freaking suicide. That's, like, insane. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. It has been such a pleasure. Stay safe, stay respectful, and of course stay fluffy. And also, these are the credits. I don't think I'm gonna be rating anyone today, but yeah. Yeah, bye Golden, thanks for coming in. Ooh, obviously, all the credits, all of the amazing people who worked on this amazing VN. Dude, I still can't believe it's been like, what, how long? I was looking at the credits. Yeah. How long has RTF been like released? March 2008. Oh wait, no. RTF release date. The end. 2021. Oh, so it's been 4 months. Or 4 months. 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Dang, that's kind of insane if you think about it. 4 years and we're just going on to part 2. That's like really like insane. I crave more RTF. You know what I crave for? I crave for Dries. Do you guys know what Dries is? It's Liar Part 2. I can't wait for Dries soon. It's gonna be so good. Please stay tuned. Thank you for playing. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. It has been such a pleasure. Ooh. I haven't heard that. You should, if you're like, it is 18 plus game, but it is pretty good. Stay safe, everyone. Stay respectful. Have fun, and of course, my favorite word or line: stay fluffy. Bye, guys. Bye, Golden. Bye, bye, bye.